Chapter 2, Darkwater Port. Pierce took the Hawkins case. The cursed artist is accused of having caused the fire that killed her and her family. As the only clue, she left her father a disturbing painting. On the shipping label, an address. A warehouse set on the docks of the island of Darkwater. The place seems to be the starting point for Pierce's investigation. Alright, bring it. Immediately everything's green. Like, the place doesn't even give the impression for a moment that things are going to be kind of normal. Like, green is the inherent sickly, off-putting color in palettes. And sure, all the theming on the screen is green and stuff like that, but like, everything over here, like the environment's somehow green.
Almost there. Stay on board. There's guys coming to unload. Welcome to Darkwater Island, Mr. Pierce.
Why, thank you, Captain Fitzroy.
So, what wind brought you?
Does the Hawkins case mean anything to you?
A sad story that we would all prefer to forget. Charles Hawkins may have been a landlubber, but he was a good man.
And his wife, Sarah Hawkins.
A nice young woman, and a great painter. What a tragedy. You know what? Go have a drink at the Stranded Whale. What you need is a good pick-me-up. Mitchell may not be very welcoming, but his bar holds a surprise for you. As for me, you'll find me at the Harbor Master's office. If it's the Hawkins family that brings you here, I have a pile of documents that should interest you.
Understood. I'm going for a look around the docks.
Talk to Fitzroy. Got a few things we can look into. Alright. That's a big old gourd body, just like, you know, our dreams. Oh, cool. Creepy idol on the end of a pier. That's never good. Is this guy fishing? I guess you're waiting for the guys that are gonna come unload, so you're the guy that was... Were you the one that was told not to leave? Look at the water. Wait, look at that fishing line. That fishing line did not look right. That was a struggle. Is it? Let's see if we'll do it again. Let's not spend that time, much time on that. But the fishing line came out all weird shaped. It was not. It certainly wasn't taut. Crowds of people standing together in just a weird, gross environment. Normally, a society has to fall before it looks like this in a game.
Please move back. Let the police do their work. Hey, Sullivan. Can't you go any faster?
You've seen how old this thing is. If we force it too much, we'll break everything.
You can't do that.
But it's only a fish.
A fish? You've got no idea. Don't badmouth what you don't know, or you'll pay for it for sure.
Okay, that's enough. Step back and let us do our job.
That's no way to treat an omen.
Oh yeah? He's gonna get us into trouble. You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming. Something real bad.
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters. You're crazy.
They're cops. They can't understand.
Damn stupid idiots.
Forget it. Nobody listens to us anyway.
That's no way to treat an omen.
Oh yeah? He's gonna get us into trouble.
The enunciation's weird on that one. He should be like, oh yeah, he's gonna get us in trouble. He's like, oh yeah? Like it's a question, but it's not a question for him.
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters. You're
You
crazy.
shysters? So they're trying to pull this guy back in the water. Is it a whale or a... Yeah, it's a whale. It was I wasn't sure if it was a whale or a real big shark. So a whale beached itself after being very attacked, it looks like. Like that didn't... Unless birds picked at it, I'm pretty sure it got torn apart while it was in the water. Then it came up on and beached itself here. There's something real bad in the water. I'm not right around now I'd be thinking about I was just on that. I'm not really happy thinking about that right now. That was just in the water where that thing was, where that happened to that thing.
The Scylla. It finished up beached at the entrance to the harbor. This blackboard hasn't been used in a long while.
A maritime bank. Sperm whale? Something whale? What is this thing? Is this what you get for bringing in certain types of whales, or are those just the names of businesses here? Because there already is the whale. The bar is called a whale.
Fishing equipment. Could do with some rust remover.
Like it could have almost been like the current outstanding debt of each business or something. Or it could be trade values. The privy. Is there a horrible monster on the back of the door? Nope, not quite.
Broken. This place seems half abandoned.
Don't say that in front of him.
I wonder what Captain Fitzroy has got to say about this woman, Cat.
Captain, the terms of our agreement are clear. Keep your men under control. You cannot afford to provoke us. No need to answer this message. Just make your payment to the carrier. Cat. Ooh. What does he have to say about that? Hello, sir. Even your candles are green somehow, huh? Don't mind me just poking around looking for investigative clues that I can then use to get more dialogue with you, probably. Or so goes my assumption. How video game stairs are so consistently blocked in improbable ways. It's fascinating. It's always the stairs and the mirrors. Where just confusing bad things always happen. The Learning of Medicine, the second volume, teaches ethics and good practice to medical staff. Did I just get more skill there? Yeah, 24%. So every time you get one of those, you get 2% more talent with medicine, and that goes up a little bit more. Interesting. Interesting. Just slowly spiking up a skill that I, frankly, already invested points into. Hopefully it pans out. Maybe I'll just become really good at medicine. That looks like a whale flipping a boat. Guy doesn't seem to mind me wandering around his place. Is this a public area? Got some shells and clams.
This man and Fitzroy could be twins.
In this photograph, a man who looks like Captain Fitzroy is posing on the bridge of a ship. He has a wooden leg. Fitzroy, would you like to tell us something? Always check the back, so you never know when there's going to be like a weird thing on the back. I probably should check the back of that note just to find out. Watch them disappoint me by never having anything on the back the entire game. Is that readable? Maybe with the zoom feature it'd be readable. It almost looks like it'd be readable. I do here and there see phrases like, do you have, and stuff like that. Which is interesting, because that means that it does have text on it at the very least. It's not just scribbles.
What a macabre souvenir.
I feel like that's the single least agreed upon pronunciation in the world, or in the English language, is macabre. There's like 6 different pronunciations I've heard. No one seems to actually have come to any kind of conclusion.
I've brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifests. They're on the table next to you. But in truth, you're likely to be disappointed. When you're done, come join me on the deck.
Alright. That's Fitzroy, right? So let's leave you be for now. Let's poke around and talk to other characters, because that's the main objective. For that matter, is Fitzroy currently in my list of people? It's not my inhabitants list. Places. Darkwater Port. At the entrance to the port of Darkwater, one still passes in front of the shell of the Scylla, or the Scylla, the last whaling ship to have brought back a catch. Sailors wander the docks looking for some small job for the day. A gang of bootleggers has set itself up there and is gnawing away at the territory of Captain Fitzroy, the last sailor to own a boat capable of making the round trip between the island and the mainland. Here, the golden age of whale hunting is but a distant memory. That's concerning. Not just the death of the industry, but the idea that like there's only one remaining boat that goes to the mainland. It's a hell of a... They're really close to some very significant isolation. Why has skills got an exclamation point? Is it just because medicine keeps going slightly higher every now and then? And you want me to notice that? Let's see. Nothing on the back of you. Right, that's the one I checked before. You is what I meant to check. Nope, not this time. It's completely wait, it's a piece of paper that somehow has completely different stains on the back. Huh. I guess it's just dirt and didn't seep through. No prohibition. Wow. They just wrote the word prohibition, then they scratched it out, then they filled it with spears just to be really mad at the concept of prohibition. Is this the era where prohibition was happening on the mainland? The 20s? I think it was. A bit. But nobody's here to enforce that shit or be aware of it, I suppose. Prohibition being crossed, that's pretty funny. Oh yeah, there's the prohibition. 1919, momentous day in the world's history.
Prohibition is just a joke around here. That suits me fine.
I was gonna say, we were openly drinking, we were definitely openly drinking at our place, despite the idea that somebody might come in and notice and not be psyched about that. Hello. They're bickering over there. I'll investigate all in due time.
And the wind to blow.
Hey, be careful. Let's get him another drink. He's dry.
In my bar, we don't serve troublemakers.
I'm sorry. You're overdoing it. The guy didn't show respect. Hold to test eloquence, hold to test strength. Interesting. I think they're saying hold it because... Huh. I think they just want you to be sure you want to try that, because it probably has negative consequences if it doesn't work. I have a decent amount of strength. What if I risk that, huh?
You saw it just like me. That bum deserved a lesson.
Yeah, but he's a regular, and you're not.
I can see that you and I are off to a bad start. I'm here for information, not for a fight.
I prefer it that way. Speak then. I reserve the right to answer or not.
Alright. We could check in about prohibition. No prohibition around here?
I didn't expect to find alcohol on this island. What's the source of this miracle?
You mean who? Our source of supply wouldn't like me to betray them to the first comer.
I'll tell nobody.
She'd know it anyway. Anything else?
Isn't there only supposed to be one boat? Unless it's a quote-unquote non-sailor. I mean, you said she, so... they probably didn't consider women to be sailors, so even if she has a boat, she somehow doesn't count, I suppose. Or if it's somebody that just takes a rowboat or something on their own, on a smaller scale, maybe they don't count as a sailor on that scale. Let's ask about the Darkwater. Why the stranded whale?
The stranded whale. I guess this bar has been here a long time.
What can I tell you? I'm a nostalgic sort of guy. The name, it reminds us of the golden age of Darkwater, when our whalers left for long months and came back sweating and stinking of the oil and flesh of the whales they'd been hunting.
It was a tough time, all the same.
Ah, but steeped in glory. We've never known such wealth since then.
What can you tell me about her?
We all knew she was famous on the mainland for her paintings. Never understood why. Then, I don't want to speak ill of the dead.
Not speaking ill if it's true.
Her vision. Was it so terrible?
Way I see it, the truth is really a question of point of view.
What do you mean by that?
Do you still trust the truth after a bottle of whiskey?
It's true that they were strange.
Her style made her famous. How would you describe it? Tortured?
Yeah, well, it wasn't normal. I mean, for a young woman with a child and all that. We saw them in the papers and we said to ourselves, who can paint such things? Is that how she sees the world?
So they made you feel uncomfortable.
You need to see them for yourself. Make up your own mind.
Enough said about Sarah Hawkins.
I've got what I need.
Anything else?
I'm looking for Warehouse 36.
Do you know where this place is? Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
The Hawkins warehouse. I see, yeah. If I were you, I wouldn't hang around there.
Why not?
First off, there are rumors. Sailors from around here say you can hear noises coming from the warehouse at night. Screams, that sort of thing.
Screams?
And that's not all. There's the fate of its owners and all the superstitions that go with it. But I'll say no more. Anything else?
It's funny, I'm trying to decide whether to read each dialogue out loud before I click on it. And every time I read it out loud, he then immediately says the same thing I just said, but rephrased. But every time I don't read it out loud, he skips over saying it as if it was implied that we already knew the thing. Like when I clicked on the Sarah thing, it was like, what do you know about her? And it didn't say her name or anything. I was like, huh? Wait, what? I can't tell if he's canonically saying the thing that's written and then the voice acting or what. I just keep drinking and just keep committing to that and see what effect that has on everything. Let's order a drink. It'll make him like me more.
Captain Fitzroy told me about a little pick-me-up.
Oh, yeah? That must have been before you came looking for a fight in my bar.
Oh, come on. Because of a little tussle.
Drinking it here is a privilege, and I grant the privilege to whoever I want. Anything else?
That'll be all for now.
I'm not well behaved enough for a drink. I can't help but notice how I handled that situation. Sure as hell didn't count as being a choice for me. So like I got to make other choices afterwards, but my character just did that all on his own, which is a weird move. Like them being like, we don't like outsiders here, and spitting on the floor isn't the most unexpected behavior. So so that weird move of like decking him against the bar was like a somewhat odd reaction.
He said, "You have no right to treat us like this."
And the doctor, what did he say?
He laughed.
My God.
You said.
Oh, you guys are from the asylum. Oh, we're gonna find our way up to there for sure.
Oh,
the girl doctor, Colden. She won't stop asking.
not that again. She will get us into trouble.
I know.
The miraculous catch. Apparently, the most significant event of the last 80 years.
The Chanty, 21st of May, 1847. Miraculous catch. The Scalia returns to port to save Darkwater from famine. We had given up hope. The crew of the Scalia, or what remains of it, returned to Darkwater port late on Tuesday afternoon. The locals immediately rushed to the docks to welcome the last whaling ship on the island. People were amazed at the sight of the unbelievable catch the brave vessel had on board, of a size that went beyond that of the formidable toothed whales. The cetacean that is already being called the miraculous catch covered the whole deck, and parts of it were hanging over the side of the ship. The surviving sailors told a frightening account of their perilous catch, but also of its meat, unmatched in its quality and plentiful nutritious benefits. There is no doubt that the immense size of this whale will allow numerous inhabitants of Darkwater to feed themselves, bringing an end to the famine from which part of the island was suffering. Warehouse for rent. Mr. Marks is putting up his warehouse for rent from June for fishing, workshop, or storage activities. You can contact him via your favorite newspaper or visit him on the docks. Special evening at the Stranded Whale. To celebrate the return of the brave whalers, all the staff of the Stranded Whale invite you to an exceptional and free tasting event. Come with your family or with friends to taste the miraculous catch. Each person will leave with a bottle of oil, so don't hesitate. The whole event to get some of that meat in everybody immediately, because they had a famine and there's a mega thing, and they're on an island and they fixed stuff. I can't help but wonder if the meat was tainted and may have led to weird stuff happening. The thing about a Lovecraft story is that once you know it is one, you're just kind of anticipating where stuff might come from. I bet we're gonna find out something about that meat. Look at you, Mr. Madness. Oh my god. You have glyphs burned into your skin. You write on your own arm. You look not healthy. You got stories to tell?
Nightmares. can hear things and voices whispering, will follow its reader and appear at various locations, gifted with its own consciousness, until it finds a new reader.
You're just gonna call somebody who seems to be mentally degrading Algernon? Isn't that a little on the nose?
Ah, that's it. Maybe we should let him take it. No. No, the risks are too high. It's a book, after all. Pure knowledge.
In a deathfall pub, a drinking of strong beer. If I had the wing of the girly boys, I would spread the men fly home. I'd leave old Queensland.
This is the strangest sight. They're just all staring me down.
There is no.
This is really unnerving.
Do you like our song?
We're true sirens.
We may not be pros, but we give it all we've got.
That's true. It's a reminder of the time when we were still fishing for whales off Darkwater Island.
I've never heard this song before.
Only people from here know it. It tells the story of the miraculous catch.
I saw the newspaper clipping. You don't believe it, do you?
Watch what you say, young man.
That catch saved our island.
Ah. Where's the proof?
We're the proof.
Without it, the whole of Darkwater would have died of hunger in 1847.
It's true. Everything happened just as it says in the newspaper report. Our grandparents tasted its flesh.
And it was delicious.
I was gonna say, where's the proof? It's only a lifetime ago. Some people could still be around from when it happened. And also, why would there be a newspaper clipping about a completely fabricated event? That'd be weird in its own right.
What brought whaling to an end?
The whales, of course.
They all disappeared.
You exhausted the stocks.
You could say that, yes. There were fewer and fewer of them.
Until the last, the biggest.
The one of the miraculous catch.
Exactly.
I bid you farewell, gentlemen.
Good night, stranger.
So long.
Okay, now they're reinforcing it. They're reinforcing the premise of the miraculous catch. Really pointing to the idea that something must have happened there. It's such a specific situation where, like, they were running and running. They're running out of whales more and more, so it was like the whale, and they were suffering from a famine. So between several other elements, like, pretty much everyone on the island would have probably been forced to eat some of it, and that's the perfect end for something to be wrong. So, you must bring all the booze around here. Only female character I've seen so far.
What you looking at, stranger?
You? That's how conversations work. You can certainly put them away.
I've rarely seen a woman who can hold her liquor so confidently.
What gives you the right to judge me?
Ah, it was a compliment.
So what? Let me drink, stranger.
Got one of them cigarette holders.
I told you to beat it.
He doesn't like my company. Alright, well, she's bound to come up later. She even had her own little cutscene that was like, look at her over there. And that's locked. I should probably stop before they're like, why are you trying to break into my back room of the bar? I'm already mad at you, and you're just making me extra mad.
You again.
There's nothing else I can do, right? No.
That'll be all for now.
Nope. I've caused my own prohibition. I mean, really, my character is to blame. It's all his fault. The moment I walked into this place, he was like, what if I just antagonize the only person who can give me alcohol? You're bad at being an alcoholic.